very anticlimactic start here.
Oh, I was just over here making sound effects, waiting.
I don't know. It can't be anticlimactic if it's the beginning, though. That would have to be the end.
That's true. It's time for hats and crap. What are we talking about
friends.
today?
We're gonna talk about.
Hi, Angelo.
We are going to talk about the Jazz Age and Jazz Age hats.
Jazzy.
Yeah. Hi, Carrie.
Hi, Carrie. We miss you.
We miss you a lot. It's really true. So we're gonna talk about the Jazz Age. Emily, what's the Jazz Age?
The 20s and the 30s. Connection.
Oh my gosh, we're back. It's okay. It's okay.
Poor connection.
Crisis averted. Oh my god, I was worried.
You know, when I was not doing research, because that's an exaggeration, but just looking for ideas for myself for our soiree, there's a huge distinction between 20s and 30s dress. Like a huge shift.
Mm-hmm. Well, the Depression, you know. Like,
yeah. But I mean, like, you're going from, you know, pretty tailored stuff to zoot suits, which is really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all tailored. Let's get real.
zoot suits are also tailored.
Right.
They just require a
It's in
lot
a different
more
way.
fabric
Yeah.
to make them.
They give you shape. Give
Yeah.
you a, you know, angles.
Well, and it was really like the zoot suits were a way of sort of showing wealth because fabric was expensive and it was the Depression.
Yeah.
So
giving a middle finger to.
yeah. Whereas like the 20s, there was a lot more like of the glammy beaded stuff that we all sort of associate with the Great Gatsby and stuff. Although really,
but that is
let's
not...
also be real here that like the people who are going to parties at that level are at a completely different income level than the rest of us.
Yeah, we're talking Daddy Warbucks.
Yeah, ain't no Daddy Warbucks here. Hey.
Hi, Sharon.
So
Bring us a pizza. We love you. No meat.
no pizza. I hate Dayton style pizza. For those of you who aren't from Dayton and don't actually know this,
Here she goes.
Dayton style pizza is like a cracker crust and then they cut it into little squares. So they're like little, like 3-inch squares of pizza.
And you just keep...
It's very confusing. It's very confusing to me. It has nothing to do with what I think pizza is. I'm from New Jersey, if you didn't know that about me. I will have you know, though, Emily, that I did bitch about the pizza in Boston, too, because in Boston it's all Greek style. I like that face says you don't know what Greek style pizza is either.
I don't.
It's like puffier.
Doughier?
No, it's like the same amount of dough, but it's
more air?
puffier. Yeah, yeah. Like they rise let the dough rise more. They're rising more. I don't know.
I'd eat it.
It was not horrible. It was not horrible, but it was not pizza in.
Well, we have
book.
the same favorite pizza here, so.
Yeah.
Today is sponsored by...
tavern style. What's tavern style?
I think it's the same thing.
Tavern style is...
Is there a difference between... Or here you
is
say...
tavern style Greek style?
Tavern style.
Or...
Tavern.
Dayton style? Inquiring minds want to know. Tell us. We're just going to wait here in anticipation. All right. Okay, so back to the story at hand.
So what all does the Jazz Age include? Harlem Renaissance?
Yes.
Which... The best part, in my opinion.
So really, like, Jazz Age really starts in, like, the teens and then, like, immediate post-war period because there was this, like, sharing of information that happened with all these artists going back and forth from...
Post-1, pre-2.
Right. Interwar years. In the interwar years. The Dayton style is considered tavern style. I've not heard that before, but...
Small
Square cut. Yeah. Okay, well, lots of pizza information here today. You should be able to fold it. If you can't take the wedge and fold it, it's not pizza. It's my dividing line. Which also means, by that definition, that Sicilian style isn't pizza. And I bet Sicily would be mad at me for that too, just like Dayton gets mad at me, so. Okay, the interwar period. Pizza. So, starts out with ragtime, and then we move into the Jazz Age proper, which really is 20s, 30s, and sometimes people include the 40s in there too, in that like post-war boom, because there was also that great sharing of minds.
Chicago's too much sauce for me. Sharon.
You can't fold it.
But I do like the greasiness.
If you can't fold it, it's not pizza. That's it. I'm the pizza police, and I'm saying if you can't fold it, it's not pizza.
The Irish pizza police.
I'm from Jersey, okay? I may not be Italian, but I'm from Jersey. I know a lot about pizza. I know a lot about bagels, too. And I can tell you what's a good bagel, and ain't none around here. Not a one. Even decent. The whole Midwest is in trouble. You have no idea what you're missing. Okay. So,
It's like bread.
why are we talking about the Jazz Age, Emily?
Because we're having an event on July 30th.
Called?
The Jazz Age Soiree. Or I've dubbed it the Jazz Age Street Soiree.
And that's why we didn't actually put the word street in there, because it makes your mouth do that thing where you're like, I'm going to say street instead of street. Street soiree. Yep. It's hard.
It's in the street. It's like a block party.
Oh, okay. I don't know anything about Chicago dive style thin crust, but next time I'm in Chicago, I'm going to go look for it. Also, next time I'm in Chicago, I'm going to see you, Carrie. It has to happen.
Are you going to go to that underground ramen place?
Yeah, totally. Definitely
Cool.
going to the underground ramen place, and I'm also going to go to the underground tiki bar again, because
Nice.
actually, all the best things in Chicago I found were underground. In like these weird basements that they had.
I love a good weird basement hangout.
Everybody loves a weird, good basement hangout. We finally have one here in Dayton.
Never been there.
It's pretty good.
I've heard good things.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I was genuinely pleased. Genuinely pleased. So, we're doing this party thing. We're going to have a 5-piece jazz band.
Nice.
They're going to set out right here on the street.
Because the street's blocked off.
Right, on weekends we close the street. So we're going to do like this kind of jungly thing with AstroTurf. And then I'm going to take the green stuff that we hung from the ceiling when we did the jungle window.
The faux moss.
Well...
The swamp thing?
The swamp thing, yeah, as you dubbed it. The
Got
swamp
it.
thing. I'm going to use that as a backdrop.
Swamp curtains.
And then Juju Plant is going to bring us a bunch of big jungly plants.
Nice.
It's going to be just
To
like
make
a
it-
really luscious, gorgeous,
To make it green and
beautiful. Because,
rich. It was a
'cause
rich
it's-
time.
yeah, and it's a brick party out there, which
Yeah.
nobody wants a brick party.
Yeah. We're talking about more pizza?
No, I thought we were, but we were
Oh.
just discussing how I waved. So...
Yes.
Yes, we are very excited. So it is on July 30th. It starts at noon.
Noon!
We want it to be family friendly, which is why we're doing daytime. It starts at
Aren't we
noon.
partnering with another local
Goes
business?
to 3. Yep, we are working with Clash down the street, which is a vintage store. So you can get your garb there. And then later in the evening, Toxic Brewery across the street from us here is going to be doing a New Orleans themed burlesque show. Coincidence? Absolutely. Is it a great idea? Yes. We're totally delighted.
Am I correct in saying there's going to be like special cocktails from places throughout the day?
Yes. I don't have a complete list yet. I got to go do some door knocking to get everybody to commit. Because believe it or not, just posting on the owners and managers page on Facebook didn't actually get a ton of responses because people have other things on their mind and don't necessarily respond to all the things on Facebook. So,
That guy's in his boxer shorts with no shirt on.
yeah.
Cool. It is hot out.
It is 5th Street. Let me tell you, there's a lot of male nudity today. Like, there's a lot of body happening out here.
It's hot.
Okay, so please do share the word.
Yeah, spread the word, Angelo.
We have a Facebook event, Jazz Age Soiree. You can find it on our page, on Clash's
Hi, best friend.
page. There's a bunch of places,
Best friend.
ways to find it. But Jazz Age Soiree, you'll find it. It's there. And we'll have some more posts coming up here on the Instagram too, for those of you who don't do the
Do you have your
Facebook and
outfit
only
planned
do the
yet?
gram. I have been thinking, well, I'm doing one of two things. So I've just got this really beautiful cream colored long jacket with turquoise embroidery on it. And I might do that with high-waisted, wide-leg
Trousers?
cream trousers if I can find them.
Nice.
Or my alternative outfit is going to be a black and white jumpsuit,
Nice.
striped jumpsuit.
Cool.
How about you? What are you thinking?
I think I'm going to try to find a grandfather collar linen shirt.
What is a grandfather collar?
It is just, it doesn't actually have a collar. It well, it does, but it doesn't have lapels. It just comes across and it buttons right here.
Okay.
Kind of like a,
Like a monk collar?
yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
And some type of trouser and some snazzy dress shoes, and I'm going to try to find a boater.
Angela, we are doing a bunch of, we're going to be doing some raffles as well. We're doing plants, and we'll do hats, and we'll probably get some stuff from some of the other neighboring businesses. I just got to go harass all the neighbors.
That's not it.
They love being harassed by me.
Or granddad. Whatever.
Granddad.
Granddad. I call it grandfather. I don't know.
It is like it reminds me of those, like,
Well, that's a handsome fella.
that is a handsome fella. This color reminds me of like the striped.
Can you see that or not? Because it's black.
What would you just do? There you, oh boy.
What?
Grandfather collar.
Yeah.
Everyone who wanted to know. Okay, so we're gonna do some raffles. It's gonna be awesome.
I need suspenders.
I didn't buy you suspenders. I found 2 really good pairs at the Village Discount Outlet the other day.
I want the ones with the leather.
Yeah, they were braided leather with the
But then I gotta put buttons in
Yep,
the pants.
you gotta sew your buttons in. Okay, so let's talk about what kind of hats we might wear for, now that we've established outfits, what kind of hats should a person wear?
I'll be back.
Okay, I love when you're back. Do 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 do. Okay. She's getting a boater, if you're wondering. They're just on the other side of the store, so it's taking a minute to make it happen here. But we're doing it. Gonna get some big caps too. Yep. Just hanging out waiting for some hats to show up. This is how we lose viewers, you know that?
What, when I walk away?
When we're not prepared.
Oh, well.
It's my fault. I got here late today.
Are you gonna get the ladies' ones?
Yeah. If you want to show them.
Slightly large. So these are Newsboys 8-quarter panels. Wow, I look like a little rascal.
None of them fit.
So that's totally appropriate. This is huge on me. Boater or skimmer. Also, if you give us adequate time, so say you don't want this whole, Americana thing, we can do band changes. Or we have clip-on bands, so you can match your
All about the band
outfit.
change. Okay. Here we go.
And we have how many different styles of these?
A lot.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, though, please be aware that the European hats are selling really fast right now, and we won't be getting restock from City Sport until September.
So cool.
And I don't know when Sets in Europe's coming because it was supposed to be here in April, and we're still waiting.
So
It's July, in case you didn't know. Okay.
Amelia's modeling a cloche, which means bell in French.
So this is the wider kind of cloche. This is a little bit more 30s. You're going to get me a little narrow one? Thanks. Yeah. Boo.
One of ours, you think?
Yeah, or the hemp ones up next to the left.
Oh,
Yep, in the denim party over there. Okay, so this kind of wider brim.
And we have a ton of different cloches.
And then these are like they're these like little skinny ones, which is much more of like the 20s thing that you see more often.
Yeah.
The little narrow one. Got a bunch of those.
I think I read that these were invented in like 1908 or something. The cloche.
The cloche is a style?
I think so.
So like something like this that kind of has that Gatsby era look to it. Also totally viable. This one,
I was right. 1908 by milliner
damn.
Caroline Rabeau.
Okay. So this one is more of like a perch hat, and this is kind of like a 30s thing. So you do your hair up, hide that thing, and you just have this sort of perched on the top. This is a little big for what they would have worn, but
I also feel like there's a lot
Same
of
idea.
asymmetry.
there's a lot of asymmetry. And then I brought over this beautiful ladies boater that we have. We have a couple of colors on these. Glamorous.
Yeah.
But here's the thing about this is not a historical reenactment. We're not
No.
making a movie.
No.
We're not hardcore people being like, you gotta.
Yeah, it's not Studio 54.
Yeah, this is not that serious. So you can wear whatever the heck you want to wear.
Also, Sharon said pork pies. Yes.
Yeah, you can wear
Yeah.
a pork pie. Wide brim fedoras are also totally appropriate.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, I know obviously fedoras existed, but what brim width or wasn't it tall crown as well?
They liked them tall, and they most frequently wore them with the brim down like this. You know, those detectives things you're thinking of.
Oh yeah, Sharon, when you said pork pie, I was thinking about Buster
Keaton. He had his, so it
the
was
old
like,
Buster Keaton. It was like
it was
smushed.
really short like this, and actually he and his wife would make those at their house. They'd take other hats and redo them, and he stiffened them with sugar.
Also derby hats.
Yeah. Derby hats, not to be mistaken with ladies' derby hats.
Oh yeah. Derby as a style, not derby as the event. Now here's a question.
Lay it on me.
Summer material derbies, do those exist?
They do.
But you can wear felt.
New York Hat makes a cool coconut fiber derby that's pretty nice. But okay, so this kind of derby.
Oh yeah, his pork pie hat was like
Real
smashed.
tiny. And then this one
Here, let's see.
has the little narrow brim.
See, old Buster. Ooh, John makes them.
John, you make the Buster Keaton hats
Or the natural
or summer
straw.
derbies. We got so many things going on here.
Yeah. What's going on?
Tell us
Tell us, John. Tell us.
Tell us. We're waiting.
Tell everyone who John is.
So John is one of the owners of the Hayes and McLaughlin and Hayes. I'm sorry, McLaughlin and Hayes, which is
Both.
a hat maker in
Milwaukee.
Formerly the Brass Rooster and the Hen House, now all combined as McLaughlin and Hayes. They do a ton of custom work, and it's pretty amazing. The thing I really like that they do are these like insane ink drawn hats.
Yeah, they're really cool.
Are mind-blowingly detailed.
Yes.
They're super cool. So you can get both a Buster Keaton hat and a Summer Derby from McLaughlin and Hayes, though I'm going to guess that the lead time is going to be closer to 6 weeks than 4 weeks. And we're at about 4 weeks till this event happens.
Yeah.
So you might have to get it for next year because we're planning on doing this as an annual event. And
I hope people dance.
me too.
I'll watch them.
Too.
from
Please
the
bring your
window.
dancing shoes.
Yeah. You don't want to dance barefoot out in these streets.
No, you do not. It's a bad idea. There's all kinds of nonsense out there on the street. You know, one Friday night I saw a toddler playing in the puddle outside the store, and it was one of the more terrifying things I've ever seen in my life. And the parents thought it was really funny.
I wouldn't let my toddler play in a puddle.
I wanted to get their toddler out of there and hose their toddler down. It was a little scary.
Stagnant city rainwater.
Okay, so John is saying that if they have the raw goods in stock, they could make you a Buster Keaton hat or a Summer Derby in just about 4 weeks. But that means you need to get in touch today.
Yeah. Get your shit together and get an order in.
Really get your shit together.
McLaughlin and Hayes in Milwaukee.
And you should just follow them because they make lots of really fun hat videos that are really great to watch.
Yeah. They're super good at what they do.
Yeah, very detailed.
And very knowledgeable.
And so they do the ink things, and then they also do these insane ribbon treatments. Because,
I love it.
Because Kate is patient and detail-oriented and just an amazing human being for doing all of that bow work.
I'm going to come to the party with somebody else dressed in a trench coat like the Little Rascals.
Oh, that would be nice. That'd be a look.
It would be a look. Yes, follow them.
Yes, just follow them, Bruce. You said it. Mm-hmm. Everybody should know. They're super cool.
Again, July 30th at the corner of 5th and Jackson.
Let me see if you guys want to jump on.
Ooh, yeah. Maybe they
just
can
sent you a
tell us
little
more.
invite. Maybe you can just jump on and tell us about
the 20s and 30s.
20s and 30s, because you guys are super historical hat nerds. We're more like everything goes, and they're very...
everything, but not anything.
Then we would have a song. Anything goes.
Oh, yeah.
It's a song.
Anything goes.
It's a song.
Yeah, it's a song.
Okay, maybe they're not going to hop on here.
That's
I don't
okay.
know. It's confusing. The internet confuses me. Try that again. See how it goes.
They said nope.
I don't even think they said nope. I think it's that Instagram was like, maybe we're going to work. Maybe we're not. What just happened?
Oh,
there we go. It's happening. It's happening. I think.
Oh, bummer.
Come
Instagram.
on.
You stink.
I think this has to do with
they'll probably delete our
connectivity.
video.
Just going to keep accepting and
Don't at us.
don't add us. Okay, I don't
freaking
know. I don't know. Facebook is about you today. There you are!
Hey!
Hi, Sean. Hi, Kate. Hi.
Tell us things about 20s and 30s hats, Jazz Age hats.
Well, what I love. Hi, everybody. I'm Kate McLaughlin. John.
Yes, introduce yourself.
I'm John.
Yeah. So we've actually been enjoying their hats and crap for the last month and a half, 2 months or so. But of course, now my phone is ringing. So
That's the way it always goes.
Time out.
So Kate had pulled out some of our reference books that we had.
Oh,
just
cool.
like,
Yeah.
So, everyday fashion of the 20s.
Yes.
And they've got them for the 30s, the 40s, the 50s. They're a compilation of old Sears and Roebuck catalogs that really show what was commonplace and what was available. You know, when you get people who are like, oh, that hat looks so 20s, or that brim wouldn't have been like that until then. There are hats that you'll see in Sears and Roebuck's catalog from like 1903 that you would swear were 1960s fedoras.
Yeah.
And the only way to tell is by construction at that point and by like the different fonts or how the sweatbands were put together. So you can really get as nerdy as you want to get when it comes to what kind of hats. But when it came to what was being worn, it was all over the place. And because most of the pictures are black and white, people have a very skewed vision of how bright the colors actually
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
people were wearing. Because there was like paisleys in Boardwalk Empire that they used that looked almost borderline psychedelic, but they were dead on when you look at sample cards and fashion cards from the era, which is pretty unbelievable.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's funny, you know, I mean, it's like, it's not dissimilar to our impression about like the Greeks and Romans and how everything was white marble. And they painted that stuff so garishly and wild in ways that we would never do.
Yeah, which I wish we would get back to, because when you see some of the renderings, it's really amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. No, historical
Tell me
people
more,
liked colors just like
about
us.
this event.
Well, so we're still working on details, but it is Saturday, July 30th. We have a 5-piece jazz band playing. We're going to do so the street gets closed on weekends. So we're going to have them set up right in the middle of the intersection. We're doing an AstroTurf stage and then this green yarn background that we used for our jungle window a couple years ago.
I remember that.
Yeah, and then our friend Juju Plant Co., who has a mobile plant bus, is going to be here. She is going to do live plants all around the stage too, and then we'll be raffling those off as well as raffling off some other fun and exciting prizes. The bar across the street, Toxic Brewery, at later in the day, after the kids go home, they're doing a New Orleans themed burlesque show, which was, just pure coincidence that they picked the same day. So that's really exciting.
That's really good happenstance right there.
Yeah. Yeah. No, they're some of our favorite neighbors too. So it's fun to get to work with the people that we like.
Tell me about it.
Do you like her?
Oh, a little bit.
Just a little bit?
On certain days, yes. Other days, I love the tons out of her.
And the rest of the time, I plot it all out with astrology.
Ooh, what's your signs? What are your signs?
I'm a Libra.
Okay.
I'm an Aquarius.
Interesting.
Yeah. So,
it works.
There's balance happening, even when he doesn't want it. I love that you are doing this event. We haven't done any events yet, besides some of the normal smaller things, but we've been trying to plot and plan, and I think the first big event we're going to do, and we didn't do it this year because the veil hadn't really been lifted yet.
Yeah.
Oh, he wants me to hold it. We are going to, around Thanksgiving, I think, introduce the idea of an Easter parade.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. Because, primarily for my own amusement, because I need that the stimulation of just seeing people making an effort and wanting to put on their best or their funkiest or their craziest, and then hearken in the season. And but there's this wonderful place in downtown Milwaukee called Cathedral Square, which John's putting us on a stand. There we go.
There
we go.
Tripod
So the plan will be for everyone to meet at Cathedral Square, then promenade around the square, and then just a block and a half away is this beautiful Gilded Age era hotel called the Pfister that does an amazing brunch.
Wow.
Nice.
So the goal will get to be, other hat wearers, people who love to dress, to mingle and maybe meet other hat wearers and people who like to dress. So the world doesn't seem so glum anymore.
Yeah, it's funny. That's one of the things that we've really enjoyed about starting our events up again this
It's the
year.
best part, I think.
Really is like having the interaction between our customers and people who wouldn't necessarily meet in regular day-to-day life, but come together because of this weird little hat store.
Or people just who have never been in, stumble upon the store and they're like, oh, because we don't have any hats in the windows.
Yeah,
A lot
it's
of the
funny. Right
times-
now, people don't have any idea. They stick their head and they're like, "Oh, it's a hat store."
Right.
And then, further realize we have more than hats if that's not your thing.
Right.
Yeah, and it becomes this magical place.
Yeah.
It really, we do find. And then the fact that, you can spark the imaginations of others. One thing John and I love to talk about and to tell our customers about is the film that came out, my gosh, way pre-pandemic, so maybe 3 years or so pre-pandemic, called The Darkest Hour. And it's about Winston Churchill when he's freshly new to being prime minister, and it's right before World War II. And one of the scenes, because I like to tell our customers wearing a hat is like a choose your own adventure.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so what the scene really says to us, and it was documented by William Churchill's staff, that before the very first time he went to Parliament, he stopped on his way out, because this was the first time he was addressing Parliament before World War II. And he stopped at this huge game rack that was up on the wall, and every point had a different hat on it.
So it's like this massive elk on the wall with like 30 different hats on the antlers. And
like
he's
your
just
house.
standing
Yeah.
there.
Right. I don't have a
And-
giant elk, but
No.
your house is like that too.
Yeah, it is. But he stops and he looks at all of these hats and he goes, who do I want to be today? And then he picked his hat. And you guys know, with every hat you pick, it's a different attitude, it's a different outfit, it's a different feeling for the day. Sometimes you'll put a hat on and you're like, nope, not today. Like, I gotta change it. Like, there's
Not
no
today,
way.
Satan. That's not who
Not
I am.
today, Satan. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Exactly.
a common question that we ask customers. What do you want to do in your hat? What do you want to do? Do you want to go hiking? Do you want to go out to a
You just want to
Elegant
wear it with
brunch.
what you have on. Like,
go to
what
the
are you
grocery
doing?
store?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Right. People always ask too. They're like, well, I don't have a reason to wear a hat. Be like, how about because it's Tuesday?
That's yeah. That and
It
that
is
is
Tuesday.
exactly why we're doing a Jazz Age party, because it's an excuse because most of the time also like those 20s 30s themed things all happen around New Year's for whatever reason.
yeah.
And so like doing one in the summertime that is themed and you can bring your kids and you can hang out and just like make a day of it.
Very cool.
You know, bring your picnic basket and hang out.
Right. Set up some croquet in a park.
Ooh.
I actually am like really putting some serious thought into finding a croquet set and a badminton set to
Absolutely.
put out.
Yeah,
Just have some games.
That's where I insert a shuttlecock joke.
exactly. You
I
did
don't
it
have
for
one.
me, Emily.
I don't have one. Have you ever seen people play professional badminton? It is incredible. It's so intense. You can have 10
Yeah,
I
minutes.
think
I'd watch sports maybe if I could watch maybe badminton.
I find
You can.
professional badminton to be just almost one, obscene, and two, like the velocity of the shuttlecock versus the amount of effort vocally displayed
Yes.
do not match up
Yes.
in my opinion.
Can you imagine Monica
like,
Seles playing badminton?
Like, it's just not, it's not okay.
It's such a dainty sport,
It's not.
but it's not. That's the thing.
It's like Forrest Gump playing ping pong. So intense.
Well, or really
It's
like
like
any of the
ice.
professional ping pong players, like
Yeah.
hurling.
Yeah, it's like badminton is like the hurling of the Summer Olympics or the curling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
Yeah. Curling.
It's an excellent sport.
I bet you have curling in Milwaukee, like curling leagues.
There is actually, and there's the largest speed skating training facility for the Olympics is here in Milwaukee.
That's so cool.
So that you can ice skate year round here.
What? Fun
Yeah.
fact.
Yeah,
I want to go to Milwaukee right now.
you should
Ice
go.
skate.
Bring it on. Come on.
Fun.
Yes.
It's a fun town.
Yes.
Good
And
time.
if you want to learn how to clean hats, they're the people to go learn from.
Are you going to pay me to go there?
Well, we're gonna have to have more people working here because
I'll find somebody so I can go to Milwaukee
So-
and learn how to clean hats.
And give us plenty of time so we can immerse a collection of the grossest hats ever.
Yes.
Yes.
That would bring me
For
so
you.
much joy. Seriously.
Because it's amazing.
she's got this weird thing about like cleaning ears too. Like she really gets into cleaning my dog's ears. She cleans her dad's ears.
Lucky guinea.
Like,
I don't clean my dad's ears.
did you clip his nails?
I clip his nails.
Okay, see, it's weird. However you slice it, it's a little bit weird.
It's love.
It
love.
is.
Yeah.
I like that. I used to watch my neighbors shave my other neighbor's back on their front porch. That
Excuse me
is
a minute.
love.
That's interesting.
And we
Good
had
old,
the cracks.
Okay.
good old
everywhere.
Michelle and Craig.
Okay, so a Hat Life wants to know what our favorite cap brands are.
Ooh. You
Ooh.
first.
Yet again, it's going to come down to for what?
Oh.
Because there are brands that I would prefer for felt. There are brands I'd prefer for straws. There are brands that I'd prefer for dress and ones that I'd prefer for Western. So
caps, not hats.
caps.
Caps.
So,
Yeah, totally different question, right?
Yeah.
right. So actually, Lily and Coho, John has recently fallen in love and now has like 7 men here in Milwaukee in love with a boiled wool hat from Lily and Coho that has been geared towards women. That is incredibly stylish.
Because they're just starting to dip their toes and find the men's market.
Yeah.
Because they started mostly with women's stuff. So some of their crossover styles, and this is one of them, and it's just fantastic.
These are out of Canada, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brorner makes a really solid 8x4 that's lined.
And it's well made and at a comfortable,
Price
inexpensive.
point.
I'm going to say it's an inexpensive price point for a really solid hat.
Yeah.
So,
You can never go wrong with Bailey.
right. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm going to say that their 8-panel hat, I think, is not good.
because it has the longer bill to it.
Which
The one that's really stiff.
I find those uncomfortable.
They have, like, the bill is really stiff on them, and they're just uncomfortable.
That's fair.
What about
I
yours?
always, I love them. I think they always pick good fabrics, and I'm always really bummed out when I'm like, I wouldn't wear this.
What is your favorite cap?
My
Oh,
personal
cap
favorite cap.
I feel like pretty consistently Stetson Europe does it for me, but the Stetson Europe situation for the last 2 seasons has been.
I've got Kate on the
Stressing.
phone and UPS at the door. Oh, I think
Uh-oh.
Kate's got it. All right. So,
She's amazing. She's got it all under control.
Stetson Europe is really good.
Yeah.
I've got some of the vintage Borsalino caps were unbelievable before they split into whatever the 2 different companies, the Alessandria, I think, took over making their caps. But they made a really great 8x4. But I haven't seen it on the market in a while.
I also really like a couple of the styles from Capus. Their knockoff Borsalino in all the colors is stunning.
I love
We're-
the
Really
linen
reasonable
apples.
price. Yeah,
Their linen
they're-
apples.
We're on the phone with Capus all the time. We have them constantly in store weather because there's always a really great solid style that you can get from them that's going to work for almost everybody.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
all their
when-
stuff from Italy is fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Without a doubt.
And then good price points.
Mhm.
Really good price.
Really good price points for your opinion.
And the customer service. When you realize Coppice is an anagram for the first letter of the names of the family members involved in the business.
I didn't know that
I can't
either.
believe that
Yeah,
you never
so it's like
told
it's
me that.
Kathy, Andy, Peter.
Robert.
I wish I could remember all of them. But,
Robert and Sissy.
Yeah.
I don't know what the other A is.
Well, I think the name predates because the company is actually older than Robert marrying into the family.
Oh, understood.
So it's
But,
We actually just got a box in from them today.
yeah,
Yeah.
little box of treasures. And we've been doing a lot with City Sport lately.
Yeah.
We just brought in this really great Irish company called FIA.
Okay.
FIA. And they actually like went to local mills in Ireland that were like on the brink of going under, and they said, look, here's what we're going to do. We're going to start making hats, and I want you to make me these fabrics. And they're also like, they make clothes and they make scarves,
Oh, cool.
and they put these local mills back to work making
That's
these
great.
traditional textiles
Yeah.
that are so unbelievable, but they've got quick delivery because they've got United States storage and distribution.
Oh, that's nice.
So
Good to know.
they can stock you up quick. I will send over their info to you.
Yeah,
because
please do.
It's not a huge, expansive line, but what they do really, really well. And their price point, it's like $90. And then that's out the door.
Yeah, that's great. It's great.
They're-
I enjoy like working with businesses that are really working to preserve the culture and the heritage.
Yeah. When you call FIA, it's two sisters and one of them picks up the phone. Like that day.
Nice. Yeah. Which is also like New York Hat is like that, and Coppice, Kathy Jean, like you're talking to somebody in a very small group of people. These are like, I think that people sometimes have the impression that these are like big industries. Yeah. And most of the time it's, you know, people like us with these tiny little things just keeping it going.
Oh my God, the phone.
Well, you are keeping it going over there.
All we had to do is, and normally we just let it ring because like today, Tuesdays is a production day here. So we don't have any appointments. And today, like we totally took advantage of the fact and are doing a slight remodel here in stores. So like our consultation area and our showroom are getting an upgrade, and we just covered the walls with brown velvet and are putting up, as you know, what do you always need? More shelves. So yes, putting up more shelves and more shelves and more shelves.
So today it's not hats and crap, it's shelves and shit.
Shit. For us, it totally was.
That's the episode for you. It's shelves and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to show us around on your upgrade that you're doing? We see your construction.
I don't know if we're quite ready yet.
Well, we can show the consultation area.
No.
How about you just show us your wall of blocks?
Oh, they got me. I walked in today and there was a present for me. So Mr.
Kate's
Hayes,
love for a block.
well, it's a present for all of us, but Mr. Hayes this weekend picked up this beauty, this gorgeous beret.
That's really
so
beautiful.
Cool.
So this is getting blocked on Thursday. Yeah.
I can't wait to see it.
Hi, Chris.
So yeah.
All right.
So that's
here we
new.
go.
I'm just like,
Yeah, so this is a completely different kind of hat store than ours.
yeah.
So here's some of the stuff that we've made. Our conformateur and crown iron. Then we get into a good chunk of our men's blocks that we use. And then we've got flanges down below.
Yeah, this part.
Crown.
Bow selection.
I love this. This is such a beautiful upgrade. Ugh.
Look at that twisty situation. Oh, our turn.
Our turn to be popular.
Ribbon cabinet.
Sure, what's up?
Blocks and blocks. And more blocks. Flanges. And more flanges. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way about it. It's just you are surrounded by stuff.
Yeah. No, you have like, it's amazing how much more you have from when I was up there, which granted was like 8 years ago now, but I know. It's hard to believe.
Yeah, it's one of those where it's like, has it been that long? It feels like it was yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm like, it must have been like 3 or 4 years ago. Nope.
8 years.
8 years. Yeah. Yeah. So obviously we need to do that again.
Right?
That was before you were even in this space. You were still in the old space.
Yeah.
You guys probably haven't been down here in like 9 years.
Sure. So
That sounds about right.
it's not.
You should just cancel all your appointments and come for the Jazz Age
Just come
Soiree.
for the jazz party?
Yeah.
We could be convinced.
Yeah.
It'll
Weirder
be fun.
things have
Bring the
happened.
kids.
We got a lighter one in.
Yeah.
When is it?
It's on the 30th.
Band,
I've got a cars and coffee.
different block.
He's got a car show.
Mm.
I've got a car show. I host a cars and coffee here.
Oh, nice.
So that's the date of, there's a nighttime show that I just added, and then a daytime portion from like 9 to 1 on Sunday.
Well,
If I may take the conversation backwards a little bit, because I was answering the phone, you were talking about some of the better hats, or not hats, but caps. We've started carrying Lolaire, the berets, the French berets.
oh, yeah.
And so I like to kind of throw a math question. It's not really a question, but sometimes I do it just to check people on if I like them or not. But their berets have been made in the same factory for 170 years along a river at the foothills of the Pyrenees Mountains in
Wow.
France. So I have right now currently in stock their solid color berets in select colors. Those landed are $58 US.
That's great.
Now, if you go to Anthropology,
Mm-hmm.
some shade at Anthropology, for their Chinese made $48 berets that have no je ne sais quoi, who do you go shopping with? A small independent hat shop like us, Brim and McLaughlin and Hayes Hat Company, or do you go spend that $48 with Anthropology?
And support big corporate businesses.
Global corporate commerce and greed.
They don't even
Yeah.
spell it right.
And yeah, like we get so we get most of our berets from a company out of the Czech Republic.
We get those too.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're
and
so amazing.
they're beautiful. I love them. The communication is sometimes hilarious. We bought one year, we bought them with fur poofs on them. And we were discussing at the trade show, like, what are these? And we're like, I think they're raccoon. And he's like, no. And then he like gets the literal translation from his phone and is like, wash bear. They're wash bear.
Yeah.
What the heck is a wash bear? All day, what's a wash bear? What's a wash bear? Finally, we have time to go check on our phones and look it up. Raccoon.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Alley
Yeah.
dance.
Yeah. I like that they're
The
wash
trash
bears because
cans are
apparently they really
wash
like to
bears.
wash their little hands.
They're so cute.
Yeah.
They are cute.
But they make a mean hat poof.
They do make a mean hat poof.
That's excellent.
I've got a raccoon tail over here just waiting to go get
Just
put
hanging
up.
out.
You gotta have one or two, you know.
Just laying around.
Just a tail here or there.
I've got a silver fox, so that way if anybody ever wants the Stevie Ray Vaughan hat,
Ah.
I've got the silver fox tail to put onto it.
We get that a lot.
It's funny the things that people really decide that they want.
Mm-hmm. And if they're going to go custom, they just go big.
Yeah. Otherwise, don't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's the point in doing custom if you're not going to do something really spectacular?
that's the truth.
Or just a really good, beautiful, perfect,
Yeah.
basic,
Exactly.
like core style you're going to do
It all
everything.
depends on the person. You know, they're just, each hat is an extension of their personality. And it's finding those, like, who do you want to be today? It's, they get to choose who that person is and then have something made to match that feat and to match that mood. And if we do our jobs right, then everybody walks out happy.
Yeah. There's nothing like that new hat strut when they walk out the door.
Of course, maybe
The
make
cock
I
of
had
the
someone-
cloth.
I had someone throw their hat in the trash outside once and put their new one on, and that was like the best feeling ever. Like, oh, well done. Just
I feel that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
just a cap right in the trash.
It's nice. We've got a trash can right outside waiting for your garbage
Kate
hats.
always wanted to do a burn barrel sale party of like a bring in a ball cap and let us burn it and get like.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah,
That sounds like a good fall time event.
doesn't it?
Right?
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Marshmallows and burning your baseball hats.
A ball hat bonfire.
Yes.
Ball cap bonfire. Now we're
Yeah.
talking.
Yep, because my costume designer and historical costume reference and the whole socio-economic, political costume research I've done, ball caps are the fall of modern civilization.
I support that.
They
I support
They
that.
just angrily.
They really have allowed people just not to be okay.
Chris Romer out of New York said, sounds toxic about the ball cap bonfire. The great ball cap bonfire of 2022.
Yeah, I mean,
There's a
I
lot
don't
of
want
It'll
to
be
taste
like
our
a Straw
marshmallows
Hat
on
War.
it, but I still think it would be a good time.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard about the Straw Hat Wars of 1910?
No, tell us.
Oh my God. So there were actual in 1910 and 1911. I'd have to look it up, but there were right when you're supposed to stop wearing straw and you put on your felt, guys were running around with like large groups and gaggles of people. And if they saw you wearing a straw hat after Memorial Day, like and it was
Dang.
on. And like there were the Straw Hat Wars or the Straw Hat Riots in New York. And like it was massive fights all over the city.
That sounds fun.
It sounds insane.
I feel like that's your Dayton roots coming out. And like, let's fight. Let's brawl in the street.
Let's do it right now. Where's the guy
And
in
I'll
the
be
boxer
off to the
shorts?
side with a style scorecard.
Yeah,
right.
How well dressed they're
Ding,
coming.
ding, ding, ding.
Yep.
Right? Just
I
like
think that that's
dueling.
really the way to decide if they are worthy of keeping their straw hat or not. Did you put some effort in? Do you look good today? Okay. Are you like the guy across the street walking around in your jean shorts with no shirt on and your potbelly hanging out and wearing a straw hat? Maybe I'm going to take your hat away.
When I left the house today, I decided that I looked like a cell phone salesperson. I have on khaki pants and a polo shirt.
Well, the commercials tell us that that's what you're supposed to look like.
See, now if we put it on every receipt that just says hats are revocable by bad fashion at discretion of seller. So if we're
Yes.
walking down the street and we see somebody not holding up their end of the bargain, we can just take that shit back.
Yes.
Yeah. So Kenny said that he'd love a royal flush,
Not flesh.
club stitched into the top of the brim for a custom hat. So obviously, Kenny, you need to get in touch with Kate and John because
Flush that.
it's I think this is something of like a club he has.
Maybe.
Maybe I'm not quite
Like,
sure.
embroidery
Tell us
and
more,
stuff
Kenny.
like that we don't really do. So like copying like logos and names, not up our alley. But I'm sure there's somebody out there who would be thrilled to try and do it.
Yeah.
Or is it like that playing card thing? I don't know. You can just.
I don't.
Yeah,
I'm not
send a
sure.
message and we'll see if we're the right fit, and if not, I'll try and get you to the right hands.
Oh, okay. So you just want a royal flush,
Poker hand.
poker hand
With
possible,
the cards.
best poker hand possible. So, yeah,
So. I think
you could just do the cards in the
it
hat.
might just be done with cards.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. You could definitely get actual playing cards attached to
Kenny,
a hat.
we will
can
take
do
your
that.
money to put cards in your hat.
I mean, always happy to take your money.
They got
But I think that's something that
I think we can handle it.
They
Yeah.
We're gonna
tuck
charge
behind
you
the band,
$25.
So you can fan them out, and you can tuck them in there if you get one of those smaller decks of cards that they
Mhm.
sell at like some of the joke shops. You can fan those out behind those. I love those.
Yeah, those are cool.
Oh.
All right, Kenny, you bring those cards in. I want to see them. Gold leaf.
Gold leaf cards.
Well, now that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll send you pictures.
We'll hook it up, Kenny.
nice.
Yeah. Hi, Hal.
Hi, Hal.
I thought you were on vacation.
He
What are
probably
you-
is.
what-
Hal.
And you're
Wait, like
Hal.
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 Our sales
Hi,
rep.
Hal.
Hal.
Al Walker.
Flat on the brim. Okay, well let's bring him in, Kenny, and we'll figure it out.
And a couple of cigars too.
There we go. Bribery always works. It's amazing how much chocolate and candy and flowers I get from our
people
customers
bring her gifts
Yeah.
all the time.
all the time.
It's funny. The thing we get the most is little dog statues from people.
And food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
we used
Hal's
to
checking
get a
in
lot
from
of
the
roosters.
beach in California.
You would, Hal.
Like, why are you working?
Give Judy a hug.
Yeah, seriously. Go play with your kids.
Wasn't it just your anniversary?
He did just have an anniversary.
Yeah.
Like a big one too, I think.
Yeah.
You're lucky, Hal.
He's lucky
He's
Judy
lucky.
hasn't murdered him.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, it is a small inbred community, folks. We know everything about one another.
It's not a hat
Yes,
tree,
we do.
it's a hat wreath.
Yeah, right?
It's like it's all relative, like a Kentucky couple.
How dare you talk about our neighbors like that?
That was like timing was perfect.
I
there.
know, I almost lost. I
We're
almost
about
lost
to have
it.
this-
And I almost had.
And it really would have
Almost.
smelled like my imitation grape drink.
It's called body armor.
What, is that like a body spray? What is?
It's a drink,
That
It's
looks
like
like something I would put in my car.
right?
It's like Gatorade, but not with the food coloring and high fructose corn syrup.
But still
Oh,
all
okay,
the
cool.
artificial flavoring.
It's not.
It smells like artificial flavoring. It does have 10% coconut water in it, so
It's
there's
a
that.
natural strawberry grape flavor with other natural
Great
flavor.
flavor. Flavor is the cover word.
Thank you, Kenny. He knows. It's Kobe's drink.
I don't know how that makes that fragrance okay. It's called Mamba Forever.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Kobe.
That
Mamba.
Kobe.
Kobe. Don't speak ill of the dead.
I'm speaking ill of that drink.
It's almost gone.
Yeah. See, I'm going crystal clear, natural water from the faucet
She
here.
got leopard water. City leopard water.
Yep.
Does your bottle have the hours on there and how much you should have drunken by a certain time?
No, this is actually just like a swag bottle that I got at the trade show one year.
Oh, John.
You know, when trade shows were a thing, and I went to trade shows twice a year.
Are you ready for this? So I've got my tea.
Uh-huh. Oh, wow.
Sweet.
That's amazing.
What kind of tea are you drinking, John?
I'm drinking Yorkshire Red.
Okay.
So it's a black tea that I get from England. I love it. It's on Amazon. It's nothing fancy. It's just really good.
Today's Hats and Crap is sponsored by Yorkshire Red Tea and Amazon.
And water and body armor.
Kobe.
Kobe.
Yeah.
And Kobe. Yeah.
But otherwise, I think everyone, you've realized we're actually very nice people. We just happen to get a little catty right now. We're really nice, and we love to make sure that you're paired up with the right hat, because don't forget, you are all our billboards.
Yes.
And we let you leave our hat looking like it should not have left with you, like after a night of drinking in a bar and that person you probably shouldn't go home with. I promise you, we won't let that happen with the hat, because when someone doesn't compliment you and asks you where you got your hat from, that means they may never come in through our doorstep. So
it means they won't.
Just know we're really nice.
Most of the time, as long as you're polite when you come to the door, like,
Right?
then there's no problems.
Just be nice.
You know what
It's
our store
amazing,
policy
yeah.
is?
Have you heard that song with Snoop Dogg, Be Nice?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna
That was my
turn
summer
this for a
jam.
second.
Your summer jam?
With Be Nice.
Hold on.
When that came out, because I needed
this.
a reminder, because people were just irritating me all the time.
Nope. There it is. Don't be a dick. The official store policy.
Yep.
It's really our only rule. Because basically, if you're following that, we're not going to have to worry about anything else.
It's an umbrella policy.
It's like the commandments of Sam Jackson. There's only 2 of them, and it's be cool and don't be an asshole. That covers
Pretty much it.
everything.
Sam Jackson can wear a hat.
Yeah, you can.
That is for sure.
Kangle. Trop Air
Emily has been
504.
really admiring one of your celebrity hats lately.
Which one?
Buddy.
Oh, Buddy Guys. That's
I'm glad you were able to get that to him.
That's a hand inked. Every one of those polka dots was hand
So
done.
cool. Yeah.
So yeah, they used it on. You can see it on the. He wore it for his PBS Masters. American Masters. So and they use the hat to tell the whole story of him in polka dots.
That's awesome.
So
That's really cool.
yeah, it was really awesome.
His signature thing.
Right.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. It was some work to get that to him, wasn't it?
Oh my God, it took me 2.5 years. Like, I made the hat and it was sitting, and I'm like, I'm never gonna get this to him. His manager is a bulldog. You cannot get past her, and I love her for that. She protects him like no other. And she was just like, okay, cool, thanks for the hat, mail it to the club. And I was like, I'm just asking for like a couple of minutes to make sure that it fits.
Right.
Not trying to like fan out on him or be weird. I'm just trying to deliver him something that I made that's a very expensive 100% beaver hat.
It's legit.
So I hung on to it instead of following her instructions, and that kind of rubbed her the wrong way. So it was my own fault.
Well, and thankfully, we know other people in Chicago who helped us get the hat.
Yeah,
So,
and then helped us smooth things over with her as well. So we're all good now.
Mm-hmm.
And
They're all blues players.
yeah, so
Yeah.
it took, he was playing here in town, and I called in some favors with people that I knew, and ended up getting myself backstage alone with Buddy Guy in his dressing room, and was able to present him with the hat.
Oh, that's
And
incredible.
it fit him like a glove, and I turned around and I walked out and walked down the back stairs and ran into like Kenny Wayne Shepherd's entire band. And they're like, "You're the hat guy." And I was like, "Yeah, I am the hat guy." And they're like, "I need a card. I need this." And so it was a great experience all the way around. So everything happened the way it was supposed to, even if it just took longer than I thought.
Excellent.
We recently had a celebrity encounter with an ABBA cover band from Sweden.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was so fun.
The game
were
is
incredible.
very excited for you.
Well, they were speaking a European language of some kind that I did not know, and they said, "Yeah, we're performing tomorrow." So I at the Rose, which is a venue here, and I looked. I was like, "Oh, they're from Sweden." There you have it, ABBA cover band.
Nice.
They said they were going to go to an open mic down the road at a bar and
Karaoke some ABBA.
yeah, exactly.
That's amazing.
They
That's
were
a
just
good way to drum up business for your show the next day.
Right.
yeah, they were just beautiful and fun and all the things.
It was great chatting with both of you.
You as
Yeah.
well. Thank you for joining us.
She's gonna put me back to work now.
Yeah, I mean, you do have a production list, I guess.
She's kicking you. We just can't see it.
Somebody's got to be in charge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we all know.
It's not me.
Yep.
All right, everyone.
Thanks, friend.
Thanks for having us on.
That concludes our episode of Hats and Crap.
Or
volume-
shelves and shit.
Or Shelves and
Shelves
Shit
and
if you're in
Shit.
Milwaukee. Volume 11.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.